Alright everybody, this is going to be a walkthrough tour of the RidgeGate Parkway station here in Lone Tree, which we'll start our tour, of course, right here, which is the station platform, and then right over here is the bus terminal, which is weird because no buses actually serve RidgeGate Parkway station, which is really weird. RTD needs to have some bus routes to serve this station, and of course no flex ride service in this area, which they need to add this because the only way to RidgeGate is there's these apartments right there, and then there's this parking garage right here, as you can see right there. Here's all the time information of when the next E-line leaves the schedule. And here's where we are right there, RidgeGate Parkway. And then the next stop is Lone Tree City Center, which it's the loneliest train station in the world, Lone Tree City Center, which it needs to have a lot of development because that station is useless, or I recommend RTD would bypass that station until there's development going on, which is the next station from here, which is Lone Tree City Center. Of course, here's the signage right here that says the line is right there. And of course, the R line is not serving RidgeGate as of right now, but it actually will this summer for the downtown rail reconstruction project, but it's going to be temporarily here to RidgeGate. It needs to be permanent is what RTD needs to do, because people here at RidgeGate should have service to Peoria where they can transfer to the A line to DIA. Of course, behind that black vinyl tape is the discontinued F line that went from here to RidgeGate to 18th in California. And here's the end line signage right here, because of course this is the end of the line for RidgeGate Parkway. You can see some artwork right here, which is really nice. And it's actually titled End of Line, as you can see right there. And I believe this actually glows in the dark, glows at night, because I think those really cool shapes or letters, whatever you want to call it, lights up at night, which is really nice. And here's the main signage that says RidgeGate Station. And what I like about this land use is that there's, of course, like I said, there are apartments right here. There's also a bit of development going on. And there's development going on not too far from here. There's some houses over there, and this is a little park where you can play right here. This is where kids can come and enjoy. And here's the train that's just gonna take a break or whatever, because that's what some trains on some lines at the end of the line does. And over here is a dog park right here, which is a convenient way to take your dog out to park, especially when you're living in those apartments right there. And then there's some open land right here that would be developed here pretty soon. I don't know, but hopefully much sooner, because there should be more development so that way the R line can permanently come back here to RidgeGate, especially for those like trying to head to the airport, which as I can hear something, this train is about to depart RidgeGate Parkway. Let's go ahead and watch this train leave. Of course, those are SD100 cars. You can tell because the doors flip open and close on the SD100s, but they're starting to show their age. I think RTD would probably, it's about that time RTD would replace those cars with like the newer SD1s, or since as one of their improvements, RTD is planning to hopefully have level boarding, which probably the S70s, which are low level, or SD 700s, which are low level boarding, which hopefully that happens pretty soon. But there's the train that just departed RidgeGate. But anywho, this concludes the walkthrough to a RidgeGate. And before I conclude, one thing I also forgot to mention, I think there also probably needs to be a pedestrian bridge here to connect these shops right there and I think there are also residential across the way from here. But this concludes the video, and take care, everyone.